I'm going to check
Oh,
first. Let me see if I can pronounce your name correctly. Uh,
okay.
Andrzej Citowicz.
Andrzej Citowicz. It's great. It's perfect.
Smashing. Thank you. I always like to make sure I'm getting people's names right.
Eastern European names are tricky.
I know my uncle works with many Polish people, and he said it's one of the most difficult languages he's ever tried to learn.
It is. It's true. But for example, for me, interview like this, it's like out of this world because English for me is my second language.
Yeah.
So I'm struggle, but I do my best.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
To be fair, I think that's one thing a lot of people don't seem to take into consideration. English might be a very popular language, but my God, is it difficult?
it is. Grammar it's difficult,
Yeah, there are no
but
rules.
this
We have
but
guidelines,
this is
no rules.
but this is universal language, and songs in English sounds the best.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Having said that, and let's just talk about your latest release, a 17-song best-of compilation with no words. It's instrumental.
It's true. It's true. Okay. Story behind everything. It's I learn through the life,
Mhm.
communicate with people
Yep.
by the music without words.
Yeah.
I grew up on the bands like Bon Jovi, The Leppard,
Mhm.
full hard rock commercial stuff. But in some point in my life, I discovered people like Steve Vai,
Mhm.
and it was like turning point for me. It's like, okay, I just focus on the titles, the
Yeah.
song, create story. This is something incredible.
Mhm.
And then I find my own language because I always feel disconnected from the world
Yeah.
because I am on spectrum. I am adult autistic person who is on spectrum,
Mhm.
and for many years I didn't know how to connect with the world. This person who you see right now is the best version of me that can be, but not always was like that.
Mhm.
And music was my savior.
Yeah.
My wife was my savior who diagnosed me, and she suspect that there is something.
Mhm.
Uh, but I was adult. I was 40 years old.
Yeah.
When you discover this, when you are 40 years old, then you think, oh, okay, this all have sense now. All puzzles starting come together, and that's why I do this. That's why I was like that. It's too late. It is too late, but in the
Mhm.
same way, you are grateful and you suddenly understand yourself. When you understand yourself, you understand your passion, you understand your love to music, why
Mhm.
so much you love music. You understand why you love so much guitar, why you want to practice every day, why you want to make so many music, even too much music.
Mhm.
And it's become your sort of, medication,
Mhm.
good medicine,
Yeah.
you know. So lots of people ask me, Andrzej, why you not take the vocalist to your song? I can, and I used to have, but I didn't feel it. Now, when I can communicate with the people, even if this little, this is not that I have crowd and everybody scream my name, and
Mhm.
I have people who listen to me and they know me, they understand me, and I think that the way the guitar instrumental music bring me to where I am now,
Mhm.
that was my goal all my life. I didn't understand this
Yeah.
back then when I didn't understand myself, but now when I understand myself,
Mhm.
this is
So you've answered like four of the questions I already had for you.
it.
I have to, the reason that we got in touch is in the UK, we are beginning Mental Health Week. And the focus this year is on movement, getting up and moving around and meeting people and getting in the sunshine and having some exercise because that all helps. Um, but what got me was the email we got from your PR, the first two words, autistic guitarist. There's no messing around. There's none of this. It's hidden in the
Mm.
three paragraphs down. It was that's how it came across. Is that how you see yourself? Is that what basically defines you, autistic guitarist?
I need to tell you one thing. For many years, I was avoiding this because I don't want to feel the way that people, I use this autistic story for
Mhm.
my music.
Yeah.
Oh, it's cool to say, oh, I'm autistic, so I can do whatever I want to, or
Mhm.
You understand?
Yeah.
I was avoided. Still, my wife, who in a way, it's she's my therapist because she have papers to do this and she have certification.
Oh.
So, yeah. So, you know, it's not happened accidental that, okay, there is something wrong with you.
Mhm.
She told me, maybe, if you can, you should start thinking about it. And I say to her, but 40 years old something guy, maybe it's starting to look ridiculous. She said, no,
Mhm.
try it. Even if it's cost you something, because it is. Uh, so then I'm start last year, I swear to you, last year I started to talk about this more public with the fear that people starting, oh, what is this? Why you mention this now? We know that always should be different, weird, eccentric,
Yeah.
if you will. But I was always afraid to use this. I want to sell my niche music
Mhm.
because who I am.
Mhm.
But part of me starting also think that maybe it's time to talk about this to help myself. And maybe there is somebody, one person somewhere there who don't have this power to go and talk about this.
Mhm.
You see me and say, oh, okay, so I'm not the only one.
So part of the message really is, if you are happy to come out and tell people I'm autistic and this is what I do for a living, other people might think it's not a stigma. It's not a label. It's just who you are. You know?
This is who I am. You
Yeah.
know, like my wife even told me this.
Mhm.
All of us, in our ways, are autistic at some point.
Yeah.
We just don't know about this. We have same habits. You know, we like something. For example, everyday coffee. Things that we like to see on the table the same way, in the same order.
Yeah.
This is level of autism. Me, I'm high functional autism person. So you know, uh, I'm aware who I am. Oh, maybe this way. I'm aware who I am,
Mhm.
but I'm struggle. But I am at least aware who I am. There are many people who are struggle triple.
So in what way really does music help you? You said before you got your diagnosis, you knew that music was doing something to help you, but what was it? How was that helping you to function? How was it helping you to focus or concentrate?
Okay, it was like that. I always feel disconnected from work. You know this feeling that you're an outsider without wanting to being outside.
Yeah.
For example, I grew up in Poland. It was 89. I was 14 years old. It was end of the communism.
Mhm.
Iron Curtain fell. I'm starting to sing bands popular back then. Bon Jovi, Def Leppard. You know, this was Motley Crue. This was something that back then this was huge.
Yeah.
And then when I'm discovered, nobody around me listen this kind of music.
Hmm.
Everybody listen disco, everybody listen pop. For this, it was, you know, very heavy black metal almost in their eyes when we know that this is not this way.
Yeah.
Uh, and this was this moment when I started feel connected to what through the music.
Mhm.
Later was another level. I said, I want to play on the guitar. I want to provide myself with my thoughts
Mhm.
through the music. Of course, I didn't understand why I'm doing what leads me to this.
Mhm.
After all these years, I'm just discovered that music connected me to the world, to the rest of world, to my loved one, to you, for example.
Yeah.
We talk today because of the music.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Uh, this is something, you know, we can believe in God, we can believe in aliens, we can believe wherever we want to.
Mhm.
But if there is one touch of the universe, you cannot explain it, that it's the most close to immortal things is
Mhm.
music. My opinion.
I think
Probably it's horrible cliche, but this is how I think.
I think a lot of people would tend to agree with you. Um, Obviously, you're using the music to help you. Actually, just before, I just want to read out something I found online earlier. I was doing a bit of research about this because the links between mental health and autism in particular and music have been well researched. A quick online search will bring up loads of things from lots of well-respected organisations. The National Autistic Society, based in the UK, says musical patterns can provide what an autistic person needs to help them regulate their thoughts and brain processes. It helps you to identify and express your emotions. And I think the simple act of just listening to some tunes, helping somebody to behave in a way that makes them feel that I'm not standing out anymore. I hate to use the word normal. It's not a nice word to use, but to fit in and so other people will accept me. I think and just listening to music. I think it's an amazingly simple thing to do to help with what is a very, very complex situation. But in terms of the music, let's go the other way around. How has your autism shaped your music? Because obviously the music has helped to shape you to some extent. How does your autism shape your music? Does it affect maybe, or do you think it affects the kind of music that you write or the style of music you write?
It's affect without permission of my mind. It's go by instinct. For example, many people, when they listen to my instrumental stuff, literally come to me and they say, "You're Bon Jovi fan? Oh, I hear Dream Theater this way. It's more complex. I see the story. I see, but there is melody based on this. What I listening when I was young, that but Bon Jovi. I know that I'm repeat myself. They say, no, this is way more complex. Yes, it's there, but I hear a million other things. I say, I don't know. I don't know how it's happening. Many people ask me, how you prepare the drums? I use the special program, these days.
Yep.
We can use technology to serve musician. And most of things, it sounds very stupid, I know. I use by instinct. And later, when I listen, for example, after a week or two, I say, what I want to say, okay. And I think that this is when autism take the power out of you, musician, guitarist.
Yeah.
You don't have understanding what you're doing in some point, what you're doing, and later you analyze and it's sense. I know it sounds crazy, but it is like it.
Just sounds different. No, it's not.
It sounds different, true.
Sounds different, but it sounds different because I'm not on the spectrum. So, and we are all different. We're all individual, which is it'd be kind of boring if we were all the same. I mean, much as I like my music, I appreciate that other people listen to different types of music. For instance, so there's no reason to feeling different is good. You shouldn't feel bad because you're different. I think so.
Exactly.
Yeah, everyone's an individual.
Problem is that many people don't know this. People feel guilty. I feel different. I'm listening to different music. I look different. Who create the rules?
Yeah.
Who create the rules? You know what I mean? You are different. I'm normal.
Yeah.
The world that we live in. It's normal world. It's not.
Yeah.
But also, there is million people who will tell you, you are too old to listen to this kind of music. You are too old to play on the guitar. You are your father, husband. You should not do this or that. Till you not hurt anybody around you and do whatever. My opinion.
So that's a rock and roll attitude. That's the real music speaking there. As a final question, before we go back and talk a little bit more about the album, if there's anybody listening to this or watching this who maybe is picking up on a couple of these things, going, that sounds a bit like me, and maybe there's a bit more to how I behave. What advice would you give them?
Try to not be alone, because alone with your own thoughts can lead you to the dark corner. If you go to the dark corner, maybe you will never let this dark corner. Speak. There is always one person who will say, I believe you, or I believe in you. I know it's easy to say this, But I was in the situation where I was completely alone.
Yeah.
People say you never get married.
Mm.
You never find a job. You never achieve what you achieve in my little world.
Yeah.
I get the wife. I traveled from Poland to Egypt. My wife is half Egyptian, half Italian.
Mhm.
I find the power in myself to go on the plane. This is long story, probably for the completely different conversation. And the most important, if you feel that you're not right, even scream about this, but say, I'm not okay.
Mhm.
And there is one person who always reach you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a very important thing. We always talk about reaching out and talking and so on, but actually getting out and doing it and realizing the fact that if you do reach out to somebody and they don't listen, they're not the only person. There's somebody. Just keep on trying, keep on trying, keep on trying.
Exactly.
Don't get knocked back. Andrzej, it's been a huge pleasure. You've been a wealth of information, and it made me, I think, a bit more knowledgeable about what it's like to be on your side of the spectrum. So just to round up, the album is Carpe Diem Best Of. It's a collection of 17 tracks from your 3 previous albums. Is that right?
True.
Okay.
I have a sort of crazy imagination. I will create the trilogy in my head.
Yeah.
Follow the Dream Theater idea that will make concept albums.
Yeah.
In my head, I recording first instrumental album. Accidental, it's going top 30 Amazon selling in Germany. I don't know how it's happened. Probably my friends buy this stuff. It's happened. Later, I recording Never Ending Storms, and last one, it's Hive of Weirdness. Everybody asks me, what's mean Hive of Weirdness? I say, Hive of Weirdness, this is this place that autistic person is.
Mhm.
This is your all hive of weirdness that you feel comfortable.
Mhm.
Something that I'm great like that. And my wife, I mentioned so many times, her name is Shireen. She say, what if you not make compilation of all your feelings? Call this best of.
All right. Yeah.
But this is not really best of because best of belong to the biggest one. Call it best of, but this is best of all your feelings, what you go through last 3 years.
Mhm.
I put this to the word. Few people find this interesting, and I'm very grateful.
Yeah, I'll recommend everybody giving it a listen. I know there's a streaming link on YouTube. Obviously, you can
Yes.
get it on Spotify and so forth as well. And if the 17 tracks you enjoy them, go and get the other 3 albums and listen to everything.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Andrzej. It's been a huge pleasure. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it, and for being so open and honest as well.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for giving me this chance.
No,
And thank you for your time.
Yeah.
It was a real pleasure for me. Really.
Thank you, and tell your wife thank you as well.
I will.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.